Well, good morning. I'm Dr. Ed Franklin from the University of Arizona, and today I want to show you about how we can measure the optimum output of a solar PV module using some hand tools and a digital multimeter to determine what is going to be the best tilt and best orientation to get the most electrical power from our module. The tools that we're going to use today for this demonstration include a 10-watt solar PV module that I have mounted with tilt brackets that I can lock into place and a swivel mount, so we can actually move the module around to get an actual position. We're going to use a pyranometer, which is a tool that we measure how bright the sun is actually shining. We'll use an angle finder so we can measure what angle we have our solar module sitting at. On my cell phone, I actually have a compass app, so that'll tell me what compass direction we're going to orient this module to see what's the best direction to get the most power out of our module. And we're going to use a digital clamp-on multimeter to measure the electrical current and the voltage produced by the solar module. What we're going to do is take a look at the back of the module. We have to see what values we would expect to get when we do a test. So if I look here on the back of my solar module, there's a couple values I'm going to be interested in. One's called open circuit voltage, and the value for this particular solar module is 21.8 volts. So this is the amount of voltage this module would be producing that actually has no load on it. So that's why it's referred to as open circuit voltage. The other value we're going to be looking at is short circuit current, and this module is rated to produce 0.61 amps under full sun. And the way we're going to measure is we're going to use our digital clamp-on multimeter. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to connect the two leads together. I'll set my multimeter to measure electrical current, and I'm going to click on here so I'm measuring direct current amperage. I'll place the lock against here and zero it out. And then I'm going to clamp around one of the cables. Now what we'll do is we'll turn and orient. We're going to use our pyranometer to measure how bright the sun is. So the module is rated to produce these values when we have 1,000 watts per meter square as our solar irradiance. Right now, I point it towards the sun, we're only getting a value of about 300. So what that tells us, that's 300 or 307 is a little over 30% of 1,000, so we would expect the value that we're going to read on our multimeter to only be about 30% of what we would expect. So right now we're getting about a 31, 32. I'm going to adjust the tilt angle so I can find the highest value on our radiance meter. And it looks to be about right there, about 310. So we're going to check with our angle finder, and we're looking at about 35 degrees, and that's pretty close to what we'd expect. In our latitude, we're 32 degrees, so we would expect anywhere from 32 to 35 degrees to be the desired latitude. So we'll lock this into place. I'm going to use my cell phone here with the compass. I'll set it here on the turntable, and we'll see that we are at approximately 94 degrees, so we're facing the east. And for this time of day, which is about 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, we can see where the sun is located in the sky. So I'll take a reading. Okay. So with this particular meter here, we have it connected up. We are clamped on to the cable coming out of our solar module. And the value we're getting right now is 0.57 amps, and that's direct current. And we could be getting 0.61 if we are under full sunlight conditions. And if we checked with our irradiance meter again, right now we have a bit of a cloud cover. We're only getting about 218 watts per square meter. So we're still actually getting enough light out of the sun reflecting on this module that we can get amperage. And if I adjust this down, we can see what it does to the actual values. So now I'm getting about 0.62, 0.63 amps. I'll come down a little bit further, and we're about steady here at about 0.63 amps. And if I put my angle pitch finder on here, right now I'm about 32 degrees. So this will give us, again, a reading to see what is the best or optimum tilt angle and direction to get the most power out of our solar module.